as I always ask you, I know I do, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do. I don't mind if you don't. I really, really don't. I'm going to start your reading right now because I know these are a little bit late. I'm doing my best, I promise. The first card you have your past is the Two of Pentacles. So, yeah, I'm seeing a few things here. I think you were going through a lot of changes in your life, and I think you knew you were. I think you could feel that you were going through these changes, lots of changes. I think there was something that you might have been a little bit stuck on, and whatever this was just wasn't moving. Maybe this was a habit or something you were trying to change and you were just stuck on this. I think, you've been improving in a lot of different areas of your life, but I think there was this one thing that you just couldn't quite get over. I'm just getting this feeling of you starting to get somewhere, starting to do something on this, and then you're sort of pulled back to the start again. It's like you're sort of in this cycle, going around and around in the same place. You get a little way and then you go back again, and then you'd start and you'd start to get somewhere and then you'd go back again. So it just seemed like an endless cycle to you because there's this infinity symbol here. So that's how it seemed to you, as if it was going on forever and you'd never get anywhere. I actually think there might be someone around you who's actually struggling with a similar thing to you. And, if you know who this is, try and get in touch with them. I think you'd really be able to help each other, because I think the fact that you felt as if you weren't getting anywhere with this, I think it might have been starting to affect you emotionally, and maybe you're even starting to feel a little bit down in other areas of your life as well. So I think this might, this thing might seem really small to some people, but it's a really big thing to you. I mean, some people find things really easy, others don't. Some people are afraid of heights, some people are fine with them, some people are afraid of spiders or whatever, other people are fine. Public speaking is another one that some people think is fine, and other people are absolutely frozen when they go to do it. So this is a big thing to you, and I think if you can tackle this one thing and you're able to do this thing, you'll feel really amazing. It's going to really make a huge difference to you. You're going to feel as if you can do just about anything after you've done this thing. So if this is resonating with you, definitely contact this person, because I'm seeing you really being able to help each other with this. So the next card you have your past is the Five of Cups. So yeah, I think maybe you were hesitating contacting this person, and I think you might have been, you might have been separated from them. Not separated, but I don't think you were in touch with them for a while. I don't think there was a falling out or anything like that, but you did drift away from them, I think. And, maybe it was like, the longer you're apart, the more you worried about contacting them. I don't think you ghosted them or anything like that. You're not that kind of person. I don't think they'd be angry with you, actually. I think if you did contact them, I think things would probably just pick up as they left off. It's like sometimes you can be friends with people and you haven't seen them for years, and then you suddenly see them again, and it's like you just saw them yesterday. So I think that's the kind of relationship you have with this person. So definitely call them, definitely talk to them. They want to speak to you, and they'd really welcome the help as well. Like, you need the help, they need the help. You can both help each other, and you both benefit as friends from this as well. I also think at this time you were just a little bit sensitive generally, a little bit quiet, a bit introspective, and maybe that was another reason why you were avoiding contacting this person, because I think you were avoiding other people as well at this time. I don't know if this will make sense, but I think you were just feeling things really deeply, feeling things very deeply. Things were affecting you emotionally, even little things like this is probably a silly example, but it's like, you'd see a sad story or something come up on social media or whatever, and you usually be able to just scroll through things like that and not worry about them. But at this time, you couldn't do that. Everything was really affecting you emotionally. And, you know, I think you're also a little bit low in energy at this time as well. But this is definitely going to pass. You know, if you're still in the middle of this, you've been through this before. You've been through these kind of cycles, these kind of things before, and they've passed before, and this is going to pass again. So just know that nothing ever stays the same. It's going to change if you're still in that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The last card you have, you passed, is the High Priestess. So yeah, again, I'm just seeing you wanting to be by yourself. You were just deep in your own thoughts. And I've been seeing this in your readings for a while. You're sort of going through this spiritual process, this spiritual change. And maybe that's what I was seeing in the Two of Pentacles, that you're going through all these changes, probably a spiritual change. So, you know, if that resonates, these kind of low moods, or, you know, these times where you just want to be by yourself, they're all a part of that process. So don't stress too much about that. You know, everyone at some time needs these introspective times, you know, where your inner world's huge and your outer world's small, if that makes sense. You know, it's almost like your mind and your emotions and your body sometimes has to catch up with everything else. So you sort of slow down while everything else catches up, and then after it's all caught up, you can move forward. So, you know, you might have had some people around you at this time who were trying to engage with you, and maybe they were asking you out or asking you if you wanted to go and do things or whatever. You weren't a total hermit at this time. You might have seen people or gone out or whatever, but you needed time to yourself. You had to have a certain amount of time to yourself, just to think, just to be with yourself. So the first card, I'm sorry, my throat's still a little bit sore from last week. It hasn't totally recovered yet, so I'll just try my best with this. The first card you have for your present is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I'm seeing someone in this card who's the total opposite of all of that. The opposite of introspection, the opposite of just being by yourself, being quiet. And I think this is someone who might have actually been in and out of your life. And, you know, they can be a fun person to be around, but when you're in this sort of delicate state, this is probably the last person you need to have around you. I'm not seeing a bad person. They're just not a quiet person, let's say, and they kind of jump in and out of things. But at this time, you know, usually they're a kind of a happy-go-lucky person, but I think at this time they weren't really like that. There was some sadness or some frustration around them at this time. And I think this might actually be some kind of love connection, but I don't think you were actually in a proper relationship with them, if that makes sense. I'm just getting this feeling that you almost went there with them, but I'm getting more of a friendship than around this. You know, there's love there as well for some reason, so it's a bit confusing. But yeah, I don't think you'd be able to handle them being around you at this time. It's not that they bring drama to you. It's difficult to explain this. It's their energy. It's something about their energy. You just don't need their energy around you at this time. And something feels demanding to me as well, for some reason with them. But yeah, this is also the card of, you know, things coming in quickly and going out quickly. So yeah, this is telling me that if you're not out of this kind of low mood already, you will be soon. That's what this is telling me. So that'll bring you some relief from that. So the next card you have your presence, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so again, you're going to be out of this low energy soon. You're going to be out of this low mood soon. You know, the wheel spins around. You're in one place and then you're in the next. So you're going to get out of this. And okay, so I'm seeing something I don't see very often in this card. I think this person in the Knight of Wands, I think they're actually struggling. They're not happy. I'm seeing that. And this might sound a bit strange, but I think there's something they had to learn from you. And they haven't learned that lesson yet. That's what I'm seeing. I know that sounds a bit strange. Now, I think they're going to come into contact with you soon, if they haven't already. And initially when they do, I think they're not going to want to start again with you or anything like that. But in the back of their mind, they'll be thinking of this as a possibility with you. Now, I don't think you want to get together with this person again. You know, I think you might actually either be with someone else or you're thinking about someone else. So your mind's not on them. But again, I think they have a lot to learn from you. I think this is very strange. So it's like a karmic tie almost. Yeah, they have to keep learning whatever it is. Now, of course, it's totally up to you as to whether you want to teach them this or even be around them. You don't have to. They could easily learn this lesson on their own, and I think they will eventually learn this lesson in some way, either it's with you or not. But I think they will be able to learn this lesson faster if they have you around to teach them this. But now, I'm not telling you to be with them. I'm not telling you to even talk to them. I just want to make that really clear. I don't want you to feel as if you have an obligation to do anything at all with this person. But I think this might be why this person keeps on coming back in and out of your life. And I think it might have been a strange kind of relationship that you had with them. Again, it might not have been even been a proper relationship. So if you're still in this sort of delicate state, it would probably be best for you not to talk to them. But I think they're probably going to keep on coming in and out of your life until they've solved whatever this is, or until they've solved this themselves. It's either going to be one or the other. I hope that doesn't sound too strange or confusing. I know it's a bit obscure. But if you have this person in and out of your life, that's why that's happening to you. So the last card you have your presence, the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do, and they keep on repeating this cycle over and over again of coming in and out of your life. They keep on repeating the cycle of something negative that's happening to them. And it is negative, otherwise they'd be fine. They wouldn't keep on doing this cycle or repeating it over and over again. Because the man on this card's working on the same coin or a similar looking coin over and over again. So it's like they're destined to keep on working on this over and over again until they get this right. Again, you don't have to help them. I keep on feeling as if I have to keep on telling you that. Don't feel obliged to help this person or to even be around them. Yeah, I'm just seeing this now. I think that they are going to eventually have to learn this by themselves. I don't think they are going to learn this from you. I think they want to. They're going to keep on trying. I think, again, they learn this faster around you if they are around you. But I think they're going to learn this by themselves, and I think eventually they're going to have to learn this the hard way. That's what I'm seeing. That was very, very, very difficult to explain, and it was a lot that I was seeing. It was a lot inside my head that was coming into my head. So I hope you understood that, because it was very hard for me to articulate. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Magician. Yeah, I think this is when you're going to really start to come out of all of that difficulty and the low mood and all of that. And I think a lot of things that were going through your mind at that time, things you probably weren't even consciously aware of, I think they're going to come to light for you now. There was a lot going on in your mind, a lot going on in your subconscious at that time. Being quiet and calm and being by yourself can be the most important times for you and for everyone, really. I think you definitely have some things you want to manifest. I'm actually seeing you wanting to go into some kind of partnership with someone, and you usually work really well alone, but this person really complements you. I'm seeing them being able to pick up on certain things that you don't like doing. And it's the same for you. They're not like you, this person. They're actually nothing like you. But that's a good thing, I think, when it comes to this. You complement each other. And at this time, your concentration is going to be really amazing. You know, concentration, focus, you're going to be extremely sharp, really eloquent as well. You'll know exactly what to say at the right time. You know, situations that you'd usually find to be quite awkward around people, I think they're just going to seem fine to you at this time. And I think you're going to get used to this rhythm that you have. You know, you're going to keep on going in and out of these cycles, but you're going to learn to just embrace these cycles and work with them, if that makes sense. You know, it's like you're Pisces, and the tide goes in and out, the waves go up and down, and you're at your best when you just go with this flow. So that's what you're going to learn to be doing. So I hope that makes sense to you as well. Yeah, the next card you have for your future is the Six of Pentacles. So again, I think this is about this partnership. It's also a friendship, and I think there's also someone else that you're going to have to eventually bring into this, another partner maybe. And it's not going to be an easy decision to make. You're going to have to make this decision down the track. You won't have to worry about this for a while, but there are going to be some disagreements between you and this partner, the original partner, around this. You know, no big fights or anything like that, but it might take a long time for you to make this decision because you're just so different. You might be looking for certain qualities in someone. They might be looking for a completely different kind of thing. So, you know, this difference between you is going to work really well for both of you most of the time, but there are going to be times when that difference is going to be a bit difficult. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that happening down the line when you do bring someone else in. So the last card you have in your future is the Hanged Man. Yeah, this is one of these cycles that you're going to be going through, and these are going to repeat over and over again for you. So if this is all resonating with you, this is part of the spiritual journey that you're on. I know that sounds a bit you know, a bit cringy. I hope it doesn't. I don't want it to sound like that, but I'm trying to explain this to you. I'm just going to tell you how these cycles happen so that you'll understand this and you'll be able to work with them and use them to your benefit. So the cycle I'm seeing here on this card is the Hanged Man. So it's obviously about reflection. He's just hanging there. He's thinking about things. He's reflecting on things. He's sitting back and he's just thinking. So there'll be times in your life when you go through these really down times. They're seeing the Two of Pentacles, and they'll seem like down times, but actually they're important times for you. It's when you're kind of getting everything into your head, kind of subconsciously. And then you'll have this upswing, which is the new cycle, which is what I'm seeing happening in the Magician. It's this kind of really positive manifestation, being able to do things, feeling as if you're strong and you're able to do whatever you want. And then after that, there's this time of reflection again, which is what I'm seeing here. So there are all these kind of three main cycles I'm seeing. So when you get used to these patterns that happen in your life and you'll get into the swing of them, you can use them to your advantage. You'll be able to discover as you go along what works best for you at different times. So it might be that you know, instead of just going through these times and going, oh, I'm just in a terrible mood, I don't know, I can't control it, I don't know what to do, and then, oh, now I'm in a great mood. These moods are going up and down and I just don't know what to do with them. Instead of them controlling you, you will be not controlling them, but you'll be able to control what you do in them. And you'll say, okay, so now I'm in this, what's a low mood. So this is when my subconscious works. So this is the time when I have to do things like meditate, really think deeply, be by myself, all of that kind of thing. Then when I have the reflective mood, that's when I need to do, you know, this and that and write things down and really kind of use that to my advantage. Then when I'm in the high mood, in the Magician mood, that's when I'm in action. So it's that, and also you're going to learn what not to do in those times as well. But this is about you learning all of this for yourself, because everyone's different, but it's about you saying, what do I want to achieve? What do I want in my life? What's the best thing to do at this time? What's the best thing to do at that time? And you're going to really work with these cycles, these kind of up and down waves, again, because you're Pisces. Really go with the flow of that and use all of that to your advantage. That's what I was seeing there, and I really hope that makes sense to you. So Pisces, I do hope this resonated, but you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, and sorry about the coughs in it, please like or subscribe or leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you so much for watching.